Hello and welcome back to another episode of The Comfort Zone. We are so excited to have you back with us. We're ready to dive into lots of new chats, lots of new topics. I think we've got a lot to discuss from the past week.
I feel like we have a lot to go into because this past
Yeah.
week's been kind of crazy.
Yeah.
We will obviously start off with our wins and wobbles.
You go first, seeing
As
as you've
we-
had a crazy week.
I've had a busy week, especially for
Yeah.
me. If you know me, you know that I do not like having a lot of plans. I just don't like being busy because I get really tired and my social battery is not very
That's fair.
it's not very strong, let's
Yeah.
say. Like I don't like being busy. I like to have my own space. I like to have time to recover after seeing
Yeah.
people. But actually I have been getting better at that.
Well done.
Thanks. I would say my win this week has been that I have been really social. Like, I've actually seen a friend or somebody outside of my family or people I live with every day. And I know that for some people that won't seem like a win, but I am the sort of person who used to do one thing and then need 2 days to recover because my social battery was just so small. And this last week, I've been busy every day and I've still managed to take care of myself and I've still managed to keep, like, my eating consistent, keep looking after myself, keep giving
That's
myself
impressive.
rest. Yeah, I'm feeling good about like being social this week.
Yeah, I remember like if I had a plan where I was actually leaving the house every single day, it would make me really stressed because it just feels like a lot. So the fact that you've done that every single day and you're still just like your happy, bubbly self.
It doesn't feel that stressful.
Yeah,
It's
like
really
draining.
nice. Yeah.
Proud of you.
Thank
It's a
you.
big win. Would you do that every week?
I don't know. I feel like
Like here and there. Like sometimes you'll need weeks where you just don't feel like it.
but then sometimes I feel like I get a bit bored if I'm by myself.
Yeah, and it makes you like have not like have a purpose, but it just
It's nice
It's
to have
nice-
a reason to like
yeah,
get out every day because
Yeah.
working from home can be quite lonely. But also like
exactly.
I do feel like I've turned a chapter in myself where I kind of feel like I am way more social at the moment. I'm way more
Love that for
just
you.
want to see people more. And I've been meeting up with
Yeah.
people that I haven't seen in ages and it's been really nice.
Yeah, because that would
Yeah.
actually sometimes scare me because I'd be like, is there anything to talk about or am I going to be awkward? But
I can yap for England. I just burped as well. Anyways, enough
Yeah.
about me. How was your week? What was your win?
my week was, do you know what? I'm having that moment where I can't remember what I did at all. But I do know that on Friday, my family came to visit, which was really, really lovely. It was a very spontaneous trip, and I just said, I'm not doing anything else today. I'm spending time with them. And it's since I moved out and we live quite far away, it's been quite difficult to organise plans and just getting some quality time to see each other. And that's exactly what we did on Friday. We had some quality time. We went to the zoo. We had pizza, and it was just lovely. It was wholesome.
Did you feel like you were quite present?
I did. I didn't go on my
Nice.
phone.
Love
I
that.
literally didn't go on my phone because I
Love
messaged
that.
you the night before, and I don't think I replied for like 24 hours. I was like,
No,
I'm
I
literally having
messaged
my phone.
you during the day and was like,
Yeah.
hope the zoo's good or something. And I was
'Cause I
like,
was just
she's not on her
non-existent.
phone. Well done.
Thank you. So
Yeah.
I'm quite proud of myself for that. And yeah, I forget how important it is to just exist with people.
Yeah.
Like it's just so nice.
And not fill every second with your screen, your
Yeah.
phone. When I find I do that. Like, if someone goes to the toilet
Yeah.
when we're out for dinner, I'm like, I'm on my phone.
Exactly. It's just habits. Just pick it up and just check everything. Even if
Mm.
like I feel like I don't even take it in sometimes. I'm just looking at it.
But it's so nice to like look up and look
Yeah.
around and like take in your surroundings. I actually
Yeah.
feel like I've noticed that, say I'm on a walk in the park or something,
Yeah.
there's so much of my life where I've just been walking places to get places. I've never really looked
That's
around
true.
and taken in the world. And I know it sounds really
With, like
deep,
your head just
but
on the floor.
yeah, like
Yeah.
staring down all the time. And I used to do
Yeah.
it a lot more when I was really, really anxious too.
Yeah.
But now that I feel less scared constantly, I can kind of look around and take in
I love
stuff
that.
around me a bit more, be a bit mindful,
Be a bit present.
be a bit
in the moment.
present. Yeah,
That's
so it's
so
really
cool.
nice. So yeah,
Proud of us. We've had a good week.
we have had a good
We had
week.
a good week.
That being said, we are human. Every
Yeah.
week there are going to be little wobbles, there are going to be things that happen,
That's very true.
and so we're not going to be overly positive and pretend that nothing bad ever happens. And
'Cause
we
it
are
does.
going to share our
It's
wobbles.
normal.
Yeah,
It's human.
it is
Our
normal.
wobbles. Okay.
You go first. Jace's wobble is that she can't remember her wobble.
Because I've had such a great week. I can't remember my wobble.
What a
Um,
privilege.
I remember now. I have had a lot of deep thoughts this week.
Oh.
Should I tell you more?
No.
Don't want to know. No one wants to know. I've been thinking about the future.
Scary.
So ominous.
Scary.
Dun, dun, dun. But in a sense of, if you don't know, I've recently quit my job, which is scary. But it's just thinking about the long. I don't know how you say it. Longevity. Is it longevity?
Longevity, yeah.
Yeah.
I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Been thinking about the longevity of things and what I'm going to do in like 20 years' time, which I shouldn't be doing because I want to, like we've said, be very present and live in the moment.
It is really easy to spiral when you're trying to figure out what you're going to do when you're like 40, but it's like you're not 40, so just, it's okay. It's like not a now problem.
Exactly. You don't have to have your whole life figured out in your early 20s. Like we said before, you're only like 5 years old in adult years, so...
Yeah. You're still finding your feet. You're still figuring things out.
Yeah.
I actually said this to my friend earlier this week because she was having a real crisis. She was like, I really don't know what I'm doing with my life. Like, I want to do charity work and I want to help people, and I'm in a job that's not doing what I want. And I was like, babe, you're 22.
You shouldn't know this stuff.
You are fresh into the world. You do not need to be stressing about, like... And I was trying to explain to her as well, and I don't know, maybe this would have helped you earlier in the week.
I'm really excited to hear this.
My big bit of advice. Just, like, you're not actually stuck. Like, I think a lot of us feel like we're stuck, and it's like, if I'm not changing everything right now, if I'm not being proactive and making big steps towards my future, then I'm stuck.
I get that. Like, if you make a decision now, that's the decision that you're going to just have to live with the rest of your life.
You're not stuck.
No.
You are allowed to change your mind at any time. You're allowed to go off the rails. You're allowed to...
Go off the rails.
Yeah, but you literally, you could. Sounds like I'm encouraging you to, like, smash up cars or something. That's not what I mean.
That's how I took it. I was like, okay, you go.
5 minutes into the pod. Everyone should be breaking into buildings. No, but like you there's literally no rules in life.
You can move country. You can
you're on a floating rock, babe.
Yeah, do whatever you want.
You can go. You can run into the sunset. Actually, don't do that. I feel like I'm really not giving good advice here.
Don't listen to her.
Don't listen to me.
What we're trying to say is
don't stress.
Don't stress about the future when you're not in the future. And like if you're 50, you can make a decision to completely start your life again and choose a new career. Like you can go back to uni at whatever age you want. It doesn't even have to be education, but you can just do whatever. And I don't need to be so hard on myself right now to worry about that.
You're doing so fine.
Yeah.
You're doing great.
Thank you. Just take each day as it comes.
Exactly.
Whatever feels right in the moment.
Yeah.
And I want to hear yours.
Oh, well.
Oh no. Well, maybe not because it's going to be negative, isn't it?
It's my wobble of the week.
Yeah.
I have had a bit of a difficult one. Although I've had a great week, I've also... This week was the week that I ended a big chapter of my life and I moved out of my flat that I was living in.
Yeah.
I honestly... It broke a bit of my heart leaving. It really did. I felt very safe there. I felt very happy there. Obviously, relationships fall apart. Relationships end. Like, it's a very human thing.
Yeah.
It is what it is. But I can't say it was easy.
Yeah.
That being said, I didn't let it ruin my week, if you know what I mean, which I think is a pretty big thing for me.
That's impressive.
So a wobble and a win, I'd say, but I definitely think it was a difficult start to the week because I was ending a big chapter of my life and I really don't like change. I don't like change.
But do you know what ending a chapter means?
A new beginning.
Exactly, a new one starts.
Yeah.
A new beginning.
A new beginning.
But there's so many exciting things ahead of you. That's the thing, one door closes, another door opens.
Yeah.
So I'm excited to see what the future holds.
It's the start of my new life, and I am excited about it.
It's going to be very fun. Imagine hearing you a year ago say that now. That wasn't even...
No, I know, because I actually did feel very stuck for a long time, and now I'm like, oh my god, all my doors are open. I can do what I want.
I'm actually excited for the future.
Yeah, I'm excited to be an adult, even though it's really scary being an adult.
Yeah, we won't go into that because I don't want to think about it again.
That's a topic for another day.
I'll be a bit wobbly.
Yeah, she'll have a wobble.
I'll have a wobble. As always, we'd love to hear yours as well.
Yes, please. Oh, that was so deep.
Yes.
Please leave in the comments what your win and wobble has been this week, because it's really nice to just connect with people and see that we're all human.
And get it off your chest, and we'd love to celebrate all the wins with you as well.
And there's no judgment. Your win could be, I managed to brush my teeth on Tuesday.
Which is a win.
Yeah. Sometimes that is the hardest thing in the world.
Yeah. I feel that, to be fair.
Yeah.
I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes, I'm going to out myself here. I just don't brush my teeth till like 3 o'clock.
The dentists of the world would say that's bad, but...
you're not judging me.
I'm not judging you, because actually I find self-care quite difficult sometimes.
Yeah.
It's just like, when there's so many steps to things, it can feel really difficult.
Yeah.
It's very easy to procrastinate, and I don't know about you, but taking a shower is like hell.
Why don't you try having a bath?
I'm not sitting in my... That's how we ended the last one.
End. Cut. So... Well, because we didn't really dive into any of your questions in the last episode, I saw one that I wanted to address, and I feel like it's actually quite a big topic and we could actually say a lot about it. So, someone mentioned how they can love themselves and accept themselves. And when I read that message, I instantly saw them as two different things.
Mm.
Self-love and self-acceptance, they are very different, and it's very easy to dip in and out of them. But it's important to realise straight off the bat that self-love isn't like this big or end-all goal. Do you know what I mean?
I think it is absolutely wonderful if
Yeah.
people are able to love themselves.
Yeah.
I also think it can feel very, very, very daunting and scary to think about being able to love yourself when you're not even in a position of accepting yourself. For
Yeah.
me, self-acceptance has to be the goal, because I know that self-love is just too far sometimes, and
It's a big
actually
step.
it's a huge win for me to be able to accept myself, having come from a place of such deep self-hatred.
And that's not a failure either. I feel like if you don't love yourself in a sense, you can feel like you've failed, and like you're constantly stuck in this trap of, well, I might as well just stay here because self-love seems impossible, so I might as well just carry on hating myself forever, even though that sounds really negative. But it's like a black and white mindset,
Yeah, it is. I think for me it used to feel like, well, what's the point? I'm never going to love myself.
so I might as well just stay here.
But actually, there is such a beauty in being in a place where you accept yourself. Like, I don't know about you, but I wake up and I see my body. And I actually got asked this the other day in one of my
Yeah.
YouTube comments. Someone said, like, do you genuinely feel nothing when you look at your body? And I was like, actually, yes. Like,
Yeah.
when I look in the mirror now, I'm kind of just like, okay. Genuinely, the thoughts in
Yeah.
my head, there's not like, oh my God, I've gained so much weight. This part of me looks like this and I don't
Yeah.
like it. Like, it's none of that. It's like,
It's just
this is my
existing.
body and this is how
Yeah.
my body looks, and I don't do anything to change it. I'm not
Yeah.
exercising to change it. I'm not eating in a certain way to change it. I'm like, this is just who I am. And
It is, yeah.
also,
it is.
the self-acceptance that I have been working on has also extended more into sort of my relationships and who I am as a person, because I think I used to find it very hard to even accept who I was as a person. I always wanted to be like cooler and prettier and
Yeah.
more interesting, and I just never felt like enough. But there is
Makes
so
sense.
much good in finding that place in life where you actually just accept yourself, and I don't think that
Yeah.
that should be overlooked. I don't think that it should be either I stay hating myself or I love myself.
You can just accept yourself and just exist.
There is a middle ground.
Yeah, and it's nice that you said that it's not just about your body as well. It's about just accepting the things that you like, say your music taste, or it's just accepting that this is who I am, and the people that love that are the people that are going to stay and the people that matter. Like, you don't have to please everyone.
Like, why are we trying to please people that we don't even really enjoy spending time with? Like, there's been
Exactly.
times in my life where I've been trying to impress and befriend people that aren't even really my people. I'm never going to feel
Yeah.
chill around them. I'm never going to feel really
Yeah.
comfortable around
Because
them.
you're always being someone else when you're around them anyway. So you
Yeah,
have to be your true, authentic self.
yeah. But actually, there is just so much goodness in getting to that place. And I think
Yeah.
a lot of people are like, how do I love myself? And it's like, maybe we don't think
Yeah.
about that right now.
Take it in stepping stones. You don't have to love it, you just have to like it. Do you know what I mean?
You just have to be in a place where
Yeah.
it's not ruining
Yeah.
your day, but also you're not feeling worse because of it. And I actually think a lot of the time you see sort of love yourself or self-love is key, and it's like, but what is self-love? Because to me, self-love
true.
is saying, I deserve to eat.
Yeah.
I deserve to rest today. That is me showing myself love. I don't have to be like, I love the way my thighs look.
Yeah.
I love the way my body looks in this outfit. Like,
Exactly.
I think we focus too much on physical appearance.
rather than just actions, like actions of resting and all of this stuff is all you taking care of yourself, and all of that is, like you said, it's you showing yourself love in a sense that we're not shown online.
So maybe the question to ask yourself is, how do I show myself love, not
Yeah,
how do I love myself?
That's a good question.
Deep! I have also, I can't remember when I saw it, but it was recently.
Yeah.
I saw a post and it was like, I exercise because I love my body, not because I hate my body. And I do really like that message, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
But I don't exercise because that is the way that I can show myself more love.
By not exercising.
By not exercising, which sounds,
Yeah.
if you're like one of those gym bros who's like, oh my God, like you've got to be exercising, you're not, like, obviously
is-
moving your
yeah.
body is a good thing. Like health, heart
Yeah.
health, all of that. You need to move your body, but you don't need to do it in a way that is so obsessive and punishing yourself. It's
that's exactly the word. It's not punishment, and I'm pretty much very similar to you. This is like one of the ways that we knew we were very similar, is because I don't exercise at all, and I have started doing it recently, as well, I say recently, like a few months ago, and I've probably run like once a month now, but it is a way you can use it as a tool to show your self-love when you know it's going to make you feel better, but it's acknowledging that difference. Like if you realise that you're getting up and you're forcing yourself to get dressed because there's a tiny little, even if it's like just for 1 second, there's a thought that's like, I'm doing this because of this, then you realise that you really shouldn't.
Yeah.
Like if there's any thought that comes into your head about changing your body, or it's because you've eaten something, that's when you have to step in and be like, no, I can't do this right now.
Yeah.
And you have to be hard with yourself.
Totally agree. And also, you know, just because someone else's idea of loving their body is running doesn't mean that that has to be the only way to look after your body.
No.
Like, I find that my most balanced lifestyle, my happiest lifestyle, is where me and you will go play tennis.
Exactly.
But I'm not exercising every day. Like, my exercise is walking.
Yeah, and we don't even think about it as exercise. We're not going to go like, oh, should we go and exercise today? Like, no, we're going to play a game.
I'd look at you like,
yeah. Are you okay?
Yeah.
No, but it's such a difficult thing, and it leads into exercise in recovery in general. And when you're healing your relationship with food, it can be, I don't know, for me it was very toxic.
I also had to really break a toxic kind of pattern with my relationship with food and exercise.
Yeah,
and
they're
recovery,
definitely, I feel like they do go hand in hand, and I personally don't think it should be a part of your journey. Like, if you're healing your relationship with food, obviously everyone's so different and it's not really my place to say anything, but I feel like exercise should pretty much stop during that.
I think, agree.
Yeah.
Unfortunately,
I don't want to comment on anyone's, like, I don't know.
This is the thing where it's going to be a controversial thing to say, because there are people who will want to exercise in recovery and will want to do that, and
because they enjoy it, and I get that. But me personally, I never actually enjoyed it.
Like, I think if you are someone who's had any negative relationship with exercise in the past, you have to stop before you can pick it up healthily again. Maybe one day in the future, like me and JC do, you will be able to do the odd bit here and there where you know that it's fully not about changing your body. But if you're in the process of healing your relationship with food and exercise, or weight gain or whatever, I just don't think that exercise is going to help that a lot of the time. Like,
no, neither do I.
I never exercised in my recovery, and I got this question a lot. Like, did you exercise in recovery? I just didn't, because there was no way it wouldn't be obsessive for me. Even if I was doing like a fun tennis session, I know that I'd be like, I did 40 minutes this week, and that's why my body looks the way it looks, and then next week I'm going to have to do the same 40 minutes so that my body stays in the same way. Like, I made so many links between my body's movement that were so like false, because your body's not going to change because you do one session of tennis a week or whatever, but I just had it was all too tied up for it to be healthy.
It's very connected. It was very much like you said, if you so much as go for a walk, it's just unavoidable that you think about food as well.
We will also say, like, as we are talking about this topic, like, we have had similar journeys in some ways, different in some ways. Obviously everyone is different. Like, if you're hearing us say this and you're like, oh, but you know, this is different for me, and I know genuinely in my heart it's different,
it's from a good
that's
place.
Totally fine. Like, we're more talking about people that have been in the exact position we were in.
Yeah, because we can only speak for ourselves, really. Like, this is all based on personal experience.
Yeah.
So we're just kind of telling you how we feel, and it's okay if you feel different. Like, it's completely fine.
But I do think that was so weird. But I do think that there should be no correlation between exercise and how much you eat.
No, I completely agree. Because your brain needs energy to function anyway. Yeah. Like, I read somewhere, this might be a completely false fact. Not a scientist.
It's a TikTok fact.
But like, your brain, or just to breathe, or your heart to just beat, needs like 80% of your body's energy to just exist. And like,
even to lie down and think.
Exactly. Like, for your brain to sit there and, I don't know, if you're learning or reading, or that's so much energy. Even if it's not physically moving your body, your brain is doing things 24/7 that uses energy.
It's called your basal metabolic rate or something.
Oh, go on.
Scientist. No, but a lot of people don't even know about the concept of that. A lot of people don't even know that you need to be eating more than you're already eating just for your body to happily do all its functions. Because
Exactly.
I see what I eat in a day is where people are eating less than a toddler needs and
just-
exercising.
Yeah.
And that is just so toxic and harmful for your body. Even
Yeah.
if someone was in a position where medically they were in a body that was like, not they had to lose weight, but they wanted to lose weight, and
Yeah.
you know, it wasn't dangerous, whatever. It's really hard to
still-
talk about
yeah.
without like trying to say anything wrong.
I feel very aware of it, but also these are difficult conversations that we have to have.
Yeah.
It's just got to be done.
I guess listen to this and know that
caution.
we are only talking from our
Yeah.
point of view.
Yeah.
But even, okay, say a person was in a bigger body, they wanted to lose weight for their health, whatever.
Yeah.
I do have my own opinions on like doctors constantly telling people in bigger bodies to lose weight to be healthy, because that's not the be all and end all.
Exactly. Could be other things.
Yeah, a
And
lot of
they
the time
always
there
just
is, and
draw
they're
one
like,
conclusion.
let's look at your weight, and it's
Yeah.
like, no. But even then, your body still needs more than you realise.
Yeah.
Like, even to like be losing weight, people don't realise that they're just, people are, basically, what I'm saying is,
Conclusion.
short story long,
Just to be long.
people don't realise how much your human body actually needs.
So what we're trying to say really is just fuel your body. I feel like that's a good conclusion.
We have gone on a mega tangent, so that was something.
That was definitely something.
This is only our second ever episode, and we don't know what we're doing.
No.
Go
We're
back.
human.
Guys, I accept myself. I do accept myself, but no, that's not happening right now.
What we're trying to say is that our bodies need fuel, and fueling our bodies is a sign of acceptance. It's a sign of self-love, and we deserve all of the things.
You deserve all the things. Please leave that in, because it's just too good. Do you know, I actually think it's pretty remarkable how we've managed to tangent into talking about, like, I was just sat there and I was like, and when doctors are like, you need to lose weight, I was like, how have I got to this?
I don't know.
This is
But
what
that's
I
just
do,
how
though.
our brains work.
Yeah, my brain is like all over the place.
Yeah. But let's go back on track. Sorry, guys. We're sorry you had to go through that.
To get back on track and end this like wild tangent that we've gone on,
Yeah.
I did actually get a question which I think really relates to this, and somebody asked me, will all the weight go on in recovery as fat or as muscle? And I'm not going to obviously answer that. First of all, you can't answer that. Everybody's body's really different.
Yeah.
But I think a really big part of recovery and of allowing your body to heal, if you're, needing to heal from a eating disorder or healing your relationship with food, is not putting the pressure on your body to heal or to recover into a certain body type.
I see that a lot of going from one extreme to another, in the sense of only wanting to gain muscle and still seeing fat as this negative thing that it's not.
But that's still a really unhealthy mindset.
Exactly.
Like, you can't go into recovery with the mindset of like, I need my body to look a certain way, because you are just still holding on to this obsession with your body. And I think like you need to be aware that nobody can tell you whether the weight is going to go on as what percentage of muscle, what percentage of fat. Like, nobody knows, nobody can tell you, and that is okay, because at the end of the day, that's not what's important. What's important is that your body heals and that you fuel your body.
Just to add to that, I just wanted to quickly say that your body knows what it's doing. Like, you have to trust your body in the sense that it's just wanting to protect you and heal you, and it's going to send fat to parts of you that need that extra layer of protection. And that's just your body. Your body just is built as this massive shell to protect you.
Your body actually is kind of just incredible.
Yeah.
When I was in recovery, all of my weight went to my stomach, because that's where all my organs were, and that's what needed protecting. And was it difficult in the moment to see that my body was gaining fat and I wasn't like the most toned, ripped, shredded girl in the world? Yeah, my brain didn't like that. My brain wanted me to be 100% muscle. But that is not healthy as a human, and also putting that pressure upon myself would have really, really halted my recovery.
It would just be a whole new sense of control in another element, but in a way that you shouldn't control it, because like we've said, like, your body is so incredible, and it knows exactly where fat needs to go, and it knows exactly where to literally store energy.
The important thing about healing your relationship with food and your body is letting go of that pressure, taking that pressure off yourself, taking that pressure off your body, and letting yourself
just exist
and just
be.
fuel your body, rest your body,
and accept it.
What happens.
It's going to take time. Like, we've
It's a
been through
journey.
it. It's definitely
It's
a
a
journey. It's
journey.
not just like you can wake up one day and be like, right, I accept myself now. It's going to take some hard work. It's going to have its little setbacks, and you're going to go backwards and you're going to go forwards, and it's
not going to ever be linear.
No. But I believe that you'll get there in the end, and there's always light at the end of the tunnel, always.
Always.
I feel like, did we sum that up?
I feel like
Okay.
that's a nice ending. I feel like this was a bit of a shorter one, but that's okay.
That is okay. This was kind of meant to be the end of episode 1, so technically see this as like a little bonus episode.
Yeah.
Because we were just answering your questions, which we want to try and do one in every episode.
We want to start ending every
Yeah.
episode with 1 or 2 of your questions,
so that we can try and give you some advice from a place of 220. Are you 22?
I'm 22.
Oh, I'm 23. Two
Old.
20-year-old girls.
20-something.
20-something-year-olds that are just, like we've said, just navigating life.
Navigating life and
yeah,
who have struggled in very normal ways.
exactly.
Yeah.
So it all comes from a good place, and we care about you lots.
And also, please follow our podcast, because then you'll get
Yes.
updates, and then every week you'll see us pop up in your little subscription box thing on Spotify
And
or Apple Podcasts.
I was going to say, I hope you look forward to it.
Oh my
I
God.
know you'll look forward to it, because they're going to be good.
Sorry, I started waffling about Apple
Oh.
Podcasts. I said Apple Podcast, and then you just carried on talking, and I was like, I'm just in the background going, Apple Podcasts. Okay.
What was I going to say?
We hope you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, and we hope you'll enjoy it. Actually, we know you'll enjoy it, because we're going to go into some good topics. I feel like we've got some good stuff lined up.
We got some juicy stuff.
We do.
We're not going to hold back.
No,
We're not.
we're not. We hope you've enjoyed spending this little 40 minutes with us in the comfort zone. We are very comfy.
We're so comfy. Hope you guys were comfy.
Could take a nap right here now.
On a real note, we will see you next Sunday for another episode of The Comfort Zone. We really hope you enjoyed.
Yeah.
And remember to look after yourself and take care of yourself, and just know that you are loved.
You are loved. Thank you so much for being here. We will see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.